first thing I want you to do, like my other videos, I'm going to put a question on the board. I want you to pause it and then have a go and see if you can get an answer yourself. So there's a question, 1/2 plus 1/4. Pause it, have a go. Okay, so should I pause it? How'd it go? Right, I'm going to first show you with circles. Sometimes use bars, sometimes use circles. Just drawing pictures does help a lot of the time to understand a question more, especially if we're stuck. It's a really good exam technique. So we have 1/2 and 1/4. So I know my circles aren't the best, a little bit like eggs, but it gets the point across. 1/2 plus 1/4. So some of you might already get this now. You should be able to see that this makes 3/4. Yeah, I've got 1/2 plus 1/4. So if I shade it all in, I have 1/2 here, and then I have 1/4. Yeah, you can see like that. So then to write it, you then get 3/4. However, we're not going to have pictures all the time, are we? If we've got bigger numbers, like I'll put this question over here, I'm going to use in a second. 4/10 plus 3/15. We're not going to be using these pictures on this one. We could, but it's just going to take ages, yeah? Like, getting a circle, splitting the 10, shading it all in, drawing a circle with 15s, and it's going to be really hard to see. Okay, so we need a bit more of a better strategy. Something that works every time. Right, so I'm going to do this question here, but without the pictures, okay? So if we add 1/2, now this skill is primary school and high school as well. It's right the way through. You have to know it, no matter what age you are. There's no such thing as year 8 maths, year 9 maths. You all have to know this. It's an essential skill. So 1/2 plus 1/4. Right, this method as well works every time, no matter what the numbers are. And I'll use it again here. Right, some teachers will say now, multiply the bottom numbers and do this multiply like diagonally. That it works, but you'll make your life much harder, especially when the numbers get bigger. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to make the denominators the same. And what that means is we have to find the lowest common multiple between the denominators. So what number is in the 2 times table and the 4 times table? What number? If you don't know, I'm just going to do it under here. You can write the times table out. So you go 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm just going to do the first 4. Then we're going to do the 4 times table. 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay, so now you can see which number is in the 2 and the 4 times table. 4. Also, you've got 8. However, you want the lowest one. It makes your life easier. And we all want to make our lives easier. That's what mathematicians we want to do. We want stuff that's efficient, okay? The best way and the quickest methods, okay? That's what we're all about. Now, you can see both got these 2 fractions, the denominator as quarters, yeah? 4 is the bottom. Now, this is the part that some people get a bit stuck with. You can see this fraction here. The 2 denominators is already 4. So you don't have to do anything with the numerator part, put it back there. However, this one, 1/2, now this is where you've got to think, how many 2's are in 4? 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 makes 4. So then we have to do 1 multiplied by 2, and that gets us 2. So 1/2 is the same as 2/4. I've done another video on this as well that you can watch to help more understanding of that. So now you can see, remember the last video I did? Adding and subtracting adding and subtracting fractions with the same denominator. Look, they're the same now. So that's why that gets us 3/4. Yeah? This method works every time. There's nothing more that annoys me is when teachers say, oh, multiply across and then multiply the denominators. No, because if you did 2 times 4, that's 8 on the bottom, and then you've got to simplify the fraction at the end. It makes your life so much harder. Okay? Like on this one. If you think you can do this one, just pause it and see if you can do that. Okay, so pause it up if you had a go. Right, this one. Some teachers are like, oh, do 10 times 15, get 150 on the bottom. No, you're making your life harder. What number is in the 10 and the 15 times table? If you don't know, write it out just like I've done down here. So 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm just going to do the first 4. numbers in the times table. First four multiples, or if you watch the multiples video as well, yeah, where I talk about multiples and what they are. 45, 60. Right, what's a common multiple? We see, oh, there we go. 30. So in your fraction, you have 30 as the denominator. Yeah, so you see there, 30 is the denominator. So you don't have to 150 have massive numbers. Thing is, if the numbers are bigger, you're more likely going to make a mistake. Yeah, if you're getting bigger numbers, you're doing 10 times 15 and 4 times 15, 10 times 3. You're doing bigger numbers, you're more likely going to mess up, okay? Especially in your exam, and you're trying to be calm, yeah? And you break into the questions. You want to make your life easier, more straightforward. So now, if you think just from that bit you know what to do, pause the video and see if you can get the numerators. Okay, so let's go into it. Firstly, how many 10s go into 30? 3. Yeah, well, I've got it down here as a 1, 2, 3. So then, because 10 multiplied by 3 is 30. 4 times 3 then I have to do. Some teachers like to say, and I've said to my students, what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So that's 12. Yeah, they are equivalent. 4 tenths is equivalent, the same as 12 30ths. They are the same size fractions. 4 tenths isn't smaller than 12 30ths because the numbers are smaller. They are the same size. Now, how many 15s go to 30? That's 2. So then we do 3 times 2, which is 6. I have to think for a second then. We'll split it up. So now we've got the denominators the same. So then 12 30ths add 6 30ths makes 18 30ths. And then we can simplify that down to 9 15ths. Okay? Whereas if you did 10 times 15, you would have had something over 150. And you're simplifying from 150. It's just making life harder. See that? I simplified it once and got the answer. Yeah, we make our life easier. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to wipe the board so I can keep going more questions. I'll do a bit of subtracting and with mixed numbers. Right, then I've got a nice clean board now. So let's take it on, go a bit further. Let's say we have 2/3 subtract 3/7. Okay, so pause the video, have a go at that one, see if you can do that. Okay, so we should have done what number is in a 3 and a 7 times table, the lowest common multiple. And that is 21. Yes, in this instance, if you just did 3 times 7, you would get the lowest one. But that doesn't work every time, okay? Really important we know that, right? Because we like methods that work every time, because then we feel more secure as well, especially going in an exam. We know, right, this works every time we do it this way. Really important. How many 3s are in 21? 7. As well, another way to think about that, this number here is the amount of times this number goes into this one. It's another little way to look at it. So then, 2 times 7 is 14. When 7's going 21, it's 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And then 14 minus 9 is 5/21. Hope well done if you got that as well. Let's now go a little bit further. What about if we had 1 3/4 subtract 8/10? How's that? Right, pause the video. See if you can remember. I did do a video on converting between mixed numbers and improper fractions. See if you can have a go at that one. Okay, so should I pause the video to go? Firstly, convert this one. So 1 3/4, that is 7/4. In an exam, you'll probably get a mark for doing that as well. So it's really important that we know how to do that. Question like this can be like 2 or 3 marks as well. So, and these questions on like a foundation GCSE paper, this is based on like the UK system, but I know it's similar to other countries as well, is normally one of the first few questions. So if you can get these marks already, you know, you're already on a good start. Just so you know, there's no such thing as maths that's just in certain countries. Maths, it's all the same all over the world. You know, different countries don't do the, like, fractions are the same wherever you are. 8/10 are the same no matter where you are in the world, okay? It's all the same. Right, so what's common multiple of 4 and 10? If you don't know, you should write out the times table. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And you can see 20 is the same. So then we put 20 here and then 20 here. If you didn't get it right before, but you feel like at this point now you can, pause it and have a go. Okay, so Molesley pause it, should have seen, hopefully you know what these numbers are. So many 4s into 20, that is 5. So then 7 times 5 is 35. Now many 10s in 20, that is 2. 8 times 2 is 16. And then you just take away across. So that will then give us, can't even think, 19 over 20. There you go. So even though this number's big on top here, don't worry, it still works the same. Okay, right. Let's do another one to keep this going. Right, let's say we've got 2 and 3/5 plus 3. Here we go, getting a bit more tricky now. And 4/7. This is going to be a big one, this one. Take a while. But this, it's 3 marks in an exam. So think, if you convert both of those already, that'll also get you up to the marks, okay? Right. So you should pause it and have a go. Right, convert this first. 2 times 5 is 10, add 3, it's 13/5. And there, 21, 25 sevenths. Now, what number? This is where it's getting bigger now. The numbers are getting bigger. Common multiple of 5 and 7 is 35. So then, 5 times 7, 13 times 7, so it's 91. Quick maths, love it. 7 times 5 is 35. 25 times 5 is 125. See, now you're getting the big numbers now. Yeah, getting in the big leagues, going in the Premiership now, getting these big numbers. Right, adding across, 75, 16, that'll be 216 over 35. Now, I want to give you an example like this, just so you know now, like converting that to a mixed number, okay? So this we're getting big numbers, but it's really important that strategy that we've been doing, it still works, okay? Right, so how am I going to convert that to a mixed number? Because no, we don't all know our 35 times table just like that, okay? But we can just write it out, yeah? 35, 70, 105, 140, 175, and then 25, add 10, that'll be 210. And then it'll go 245. Yeah. So now, that's our 35 times table. How many do to get up to 216? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be 6. And then what's left over? 6, 35. Okay. So hopefully that's, shown you a good few skills here. Now this question can involve so much as well. Just to clarify as well, where I said over here about how many 3's going 21 is this number here, which is 7, and how many 7's going 21 is this number here. That only works with numbers where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So just be careful with mixed numbers, okay? But just follow the process, convert them to improper fractions first, make the denominators the same, and you're absolutely fine, okay? Right, this has been Master Jacko. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something importantly. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, let me know, give me feedback on my videos. That way I can improve them, make them better for you. Okay, take care, and I'll see you next time.